Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We are here with week number 50 of the hashtag 52 projects. I can't believe we only have 2 more to go after this. This year was a crazy year for everyone. So hopefully 2021 will bring us some new fun crafts, some new swaps, new lives, new everything. For those of you just joining, hashtag 52 projects were just simple little projects that I found on YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest. I made some of them up, what have you. Just quick projects to kind of keep your crafty mojo flowing. You can do almost all of them in less than 30 minutes. They're all great craft. Well, most of them are great craft fair items, big sellers. You know, some of them are bringing back oldies. Some of them were new, you know, just fun stuff that I found. So I really enjoyed doing this series. We'll see if we continue it in 2021, but let's get started with this week's project. This week's project, I'm bringing back the money wallet. You just open it up. You can stick money in there, except for me, I'm using these as tea bag holders. You can fit quite a few tea bags in there. Right now I just have 4 tea bags. You know, whatever you want. A Hershey's bar will fit in there. It's super cute. You can tweak it to make it any size you want. I don't particularly care to work in the 1/4 inch measurements, and so I tweaked mine for 1/2 inch. But for this tutorial, I will show you how to do exactly how she did it. This is Sally Stampers, one of my favorites. We've seen her before. But like I said, you can tweak it to fit, you know, if you rather work in the 1/2 inches, you can do that. As you can see, I still have last week's stuff on my desk. Anyway, all right, let's get started. So you're going to need a piece of, this one I used cardstock. See how I just used red cardstock? The one I'm going to make for you today, I'm going to go ahead and use the pattern paper. This is a piece out of a Michael's Hot Buy that Brittany BB's Crafts gave me. Check out her new Instagram, her Crafty Corner, and her Etsy. She's doing some amazing stuff for sale. Anyway, just a little shout out. This is the paper pad she gave me, the Save Freeze. I don't know how old this is, but it was on Michael's Hot Buy. But I didn't have any Christmas paper, so she gracefully gave me that one. All right, let's get started. So you'll need your 9 by 8 inch paper. I'm going to work on the back so you can see it. All right, 9 by 8. So on the long side, so the 9-inch side, put the 9-inch side at the top. We're going to score it at 3 1/4, 3 1/2, 6 3/4, and 7. Little tiny baby marks. Okay, see how it's just a 1/4 inch. Now we're going to turn it around. It doesn't matter which side's up. You know, I just prefer to put the short side up. Typically, most projects ask for that. This one doesn't, but that's what I did. All right, so your short side measurements are going to be 1/4. Oh gosh. This is why I don't like working with the quarters, because it like skipped on the bottom. Anyway, 1/4, 1/2, and then 7 1/2, and 7 3/4. Tiny, tiny, tiny little measurements. Let me move the board and I'll show you guys the paper. Okay, so now you can see all these little tiny 1/2 inch score marks. Now this box is not forgiving if you do not varnish, so you must varnish. I did not varnish. I forgot to varnish on this box. I forgot to varnish this measurement right here, and look, it does not lay flat because I didn't varnish that. So make sure you varnish. I know with these smaller 1/4 inches is a little bit harder, but still take that time. Okay. This one is a little bit easier to varnish before you cut, only because they're so tiny. And then the last one here. I went a little heavy with my score marks, so my paper's cracking, but that's okay. All right, let's get these other ones that I missed. And this last one. This is a great way to use up these one-sided paper pads. Okay, now we do have to make sure that the small part is on the top. This part is important because what we're going to do is we're going to cut away pretty much everything. All of this is going to go. My lighting looks weird. Let's see. So all of that is going to go on the top two pieces, okay? Same thing over here. We're going to get rid of all of that, okay? So make sure your small piece is on top because you need to get rid of that. So I'm just going to cut that way. I'm just going to cut all of this off. You can use your paper trimmer. I'm okay with scissors. So it will look like this. So you have your little tabs. Same thing on this side. We're going to go ahead and cut all of this off. Like so. Okay? Now these little tiny tabs, you're going to go ahead and, just cut them to make a tab. So you're just cutting on the score line. Like so. And you're going to go ahead and cut this first little square off. So you have just like the tiniest little tab ever. Okay. Like so. You are going to go ahead and miter these corners as best as you can. I felt she didn't miter hers, but for me, I needed to miter it because I don't cut very straight. So if you miter it, you don't gotta worry about it. Like so. Okay. So we have our two little tabs and we have the two 1/4 inches pieces here. Now, flip yours over to where the top is facing you, and that's where you're going to put your glue or your score tape on the very edge. I'm going to use my, well, I thought I was going to use my 1/8 of an inch score tape. Okay, I had to find it. So I'm going to use my 1/8 of an inch score tape. That is just going to be easier. You can use wet glue. I don't have patience to hold that little tiny bit, and I know the wet glue is going to get on my hands. Y'all know how I feel about that, so I'm going to use my 1/8 of an inch score tape because we're not putting anything heavy in here. We're just going to put tea or money or whatever, a check, if people still use checks, money order, I don't know. All right, so just put your little tape or your glue on the outer edges, and now we're just going to build it up. Okay, so you can do one side at a time, peel a little bit of score tape up, however you want to do it. But you guys know, if I do that, I overthink, so I just got to go for both sides. So just tuck your little tab in, and you're just going to build the side of a box like this. Just make sure it's lined up. Sorry, I can't find my camera angle. And just line it up as best as it can. Now, if you use wet glue, obviously it's going to give you a little bit more wiggle room. But I'm okay. Okay, so that's in there. You can decorate before... Oh, I guess I should have said that. You may want to decorate before you close your box up. It's a little easier. And then what I did was I used a little brad to hold mine closed. You can use a belly band. She used magnets. So however you want to close it. I honestly thought about the brad after I did the whole box. It would have been way easier if I would have, you know, punched the hole for the brad before I closed the box. But since I'm already halfway done, I'll show you how I did that brad with the box closed. It's not hard. All right, so same thing. I'm just closing up the box. Mine, I decorated mine after the box was already closed because I got a little eager beaver. All right, so there's mine. Mine's closed up. Just make sure you put your bone folder in there and make sure that that's really adhered down, your inside pieces, because you don't want that popping up, you know, in a craft show. That's embarrassing. All right, so mine are good. See how this one is just nice and even and everything's good to go because I varnished. All right, so you're essentially done at this point. All you have to do is decide. This one I kind of want my corners rounded, so I'm going to use my corner chomper. I'm going to chop this corner here. And this one, I only did the smaller of the two. I think it's cute. Just like it is. All right, so to do your little brad, just take your pokey tool. In this case, my little, I call this my prison shaft shank. That was the name brand, was prison shank. It's an ice pick, but that's the name brand of it. And just kind of eyeball it. So even if you eyeball it incorrectly and it's not in the middle, just play it off. I'm sure you guys, some of you may have noticed it, but a lot of you probably didn't notice that this brad is not directly in the center. I don't care. I think it still looks cute. You know, if you act like it's meant to be, then it's meant to be. But you can just kind of eyeball the center. And all I did was make sure your hands are in there, but don't poke through your hands or the back side of your thing. Just poke a little hole in there and then take your brad, which mine were behind me. Take your brad, separate it just a little bit, poke it in there. There's enough give. Look at how I'm stretching this. There's enough give for me to get in there and, you know, get this brad working. You can't see, but there's enough. And my whole, look, my whole hand's in there, so there's enough room. And then what you do is you'll just take your sticker and back it on some paper, you know, and just kind of glue it on the top and then stick the bottom in the brad, so that way it holds it closed. That's a very inexpensive way as a closure. It looks really cool. These are brads from Walmart. You know, you can sell this for $2. You know, put it in a cellophane bag with some, you know, cute little topper or something, or just put it in a cellophane bag and you're good to go. But yeah, I hope you guys like it. Definitely show Sally Stamper some love, and thanks for watching, guys. Bye.